So next one is Charles' law. Boyle's law was at constant pressure. Boyle's law was at constant temperature and Charles' law is at constant pressure. What is Charles' law? Pressure remaining constant, the volume of the given mass of dry gas increases or decreases by 1/273 of its volume at 0 degree Celsius for each 1 degree increase or decrease in temperature respectively. Means that if there is change in temperature, there is change in volume. According to Boyle's law, the change in temperature brings the change in volume of the gas. And how much change in volume? He is also given that relation. He said that volume change is equals to the initial volume plus 1/273 for each degree rise or fall in temperature. So if it is 1 degree, we can write 1/273. If it is 2 degree, we can write 2/273. So if there is T degree rise in temperature, we can write T/273 of initial volume. Here it is not superscript but subscript. Subscript means pure, that is initial volume. So change in volume equals to initial volume plus T/273 of its initial volume. We can take V0 common. So here it is 1 T/273. We can write V equals to V0, taking LCM 273 plus T. So if I say 273 plus T equals to capital T, I can write V equals to V0 over 273, here 273 again writing here, into capital T. If I say V0 over 273 is a constant, then I can write V equals to KT. So from this expression I can write V is directly proportional to T at constant P. P is the pressure. So we can also restate Charles' law as pressure being constant, volume of a gas changes directly with the temperature. So the Charles' law is TV relationship at constant P. That is V is directly proportional to T. And if I drop the proportionality symbol, here shall be constant and T. Again I can write V1 equals to KT1. K is constant, so it is not going to be changed. V2 is equal to KT2. From this equation I can write V1 over T1 equals to K, and from this equation I can write V2 over T2 equals to K. Constant is equal to constant, so from these equations we can write V1 over T1 equals to V2 over T2. And this is the Charles equation. We use this equation to solve the numericals. So we can also state that V1 upon T1 equals to V2 upon T2 at constant pressure. So here in this case we have took the pressure constant. See, any constant K. Next we shall discuss the graphical representation of Charles' law. If I take volume along with the y-axis and temperature along with the x-axis. So here the temperature is -273 degree Celsius, that is 0 Kelvin. I have told you 0 Kelvin means minus 273 degree Celsius. So if I draw the graph like, here the pressure is P1, pressure is P2 and pressure is P3. Pressure is constant. So here it has the constant value of the pressure, that is P1, and here is the volume. So we can see that as the temperature of the gas increases, the volume also increases. This is the value of the volume. This is the value of the volume. So as the temperature go on increasing, the volume of the gas also go on increasing. But here is the pressure also. Can you tell which pressure is low and which pressure is high? From the previous law we can say which pressure is low and which is high, because volume and pressure has inverse kind of relationship. So here volume is less, so pressure is maximum. Again volume is more, so pressure is less. Here the volume is maximum, so pressure would be least. So we can write P1 is smaller than P2 than P3. And here it's showing no volume, that is the gas is not existing. So we can say that at the temperature minus 273 degrees Celsius no gas exists, because when going to this temperature, when we cool down the gas, it comes to liquid, it becomes liquid. So when we cool down the gas, so almost every gas becomes liquid when it comes to this very low temperature. So at this temperature, according to the graph, no gas exists. And the graphs that we plot at constant pressure is known as isobars. Bar means pressure and iso means same. So the graph that we have drawn at constant pressure is isobar. Next we shall discuss about the explanation of Charles' law in terms of molecular motion. According to the molecular motion, as the temperature increases, according to Charles' law we have write V is directly proportional to T. So as the temperature increases, the kinetic energy of the gases also increases, and if the container in which gas is contained there is a movable wall, then it will move up. So as the temperature increases, the molecules will strike with one another more vigorously and the volume of the gas would also increase. Next one is significance of Charles' law. Significance means real life importance, where Charles' law is used. Significance. Do you know, in summers the bicycle tires are not filled fully, because in summers there is temperature more. So if there is more temperature, so the volume of the gas may increase. So the volume of the air present in the bicycle tire would also increase in summers. So if it is fully filled, it may burst. So that is why the bicycle tire is not filled fully with air in summers. There are many other significance of Charles as well as Boyle's law. You can write those in your notebooks by searching them. Next one is absolute zero. Absolute zero is that one temperature at which there is no volume of the gas, at which the molecular motion ceases. So what is the absolute zero? Absolute zero means minus 273 degree, which is equal to 0 Kelvin. So at 0 Kelvin, no gas exists. Next, we have already discussed about these two scales, Celsius as well as Kelvin. So in Kelvin scale, the 0 Kelvin represents absolute zero. Next, we shall discuss about the gas equation. The gas equation. According to Boyle's law, we can write V is inversely proportional to P at constant temperature, and according to Charles' law, we can write V is directly proportional to T at constant pressure. So combining these equations, we can write V is directly proportional to T and inversely proportional to P. Now dropping the proportionality symbol, we can write V equals to K T upon P. From this equation we can write PV upon T equals to K. Again I can write P1 V1 upon T1 equals to K and P2 V2 upon T2 equals to K. From these equations I can write P1 V1 over T1 equals to P2 V2 over T2, and this equation is the gas equation. Combining these two laws, you get the gas equation. Next one is standard temperature and pressure, STP. Why there is need of standard temperature and pressure? Standard temperature and pressure. The standard temperature and pressure are needed because we have seen from these laws that the pressure and the volume of the gas changes very remarkably by changing pressure as well as temperature. So if we need to specify the volume of the gas, then we need to specify the temperature and pressure also. So we can say that the particular gas has this much volume at this temperature and pressure. So to find the volume, the standard temperature taken is 0 degree Celsius or 273 Kelvin. That is the lower fixed point on both the scales. And standard pressure is 1 atmosphere. So these are the standard condition at which we can measure the volume of a gas. And the last topic is the effect of moisture on the pressure. Effect of moisture on pressure of a gas. Students, the gases like hydrogen and nitrogen are obtained by downward displacement of water. That is, they are collected over the water. So gases are collected over the water. So if they are collected over the water, they may contain some water vapors. So for these gases, the total pressure of the gas, pressure total of the gas means it contains the pressure of the gas, partial pressure, that is only of the gas, as well as the pressure of the water vapors. partial pressure of gas plus partial pressure of the water vapors is the total pressure for the gases like nitrogen and hydrogen, because they are obtained over the water. So if we are to calculate the pressure of the gas, we have to subtract the total pressure of the gas. We have to subtract the water vapor's pressure from the total pressure. We can write pressure of the gas equals to pressure of the total, that is gas plus water vapors, minus pressure of the water vapors. The pressure of the water vapors is also known as aqueous tension. So we can write P total minus P total minus aqueous tension. So before solving the numericals, first find the partial pressure of the gas and then proceed as such. Now there is a homework for you. Open your notebooks and note down the homework. Solve the numericals related to Boyle's and Charles' law given on page number 119 and 122. Thank you.